everyone, Shortomp here, and welcome back to Let's Play Other M. In the last episode, we found Ridley dead, and we also found James dead. And in this episode, we hopefully will be finding a survivor in here somewhere. So this is pretty simple. All you want to do is come to this door and lock onto that person.
No, you got it wrong.
Stay away! Stay away!
You have to calm down.
This doesn't look suspicious at all. Nope.
Wait. Metroid eggs. It can't be.
So to start this fight off, the Queen Metroid will lunge at us. We need to sense move twice to get out of the way. And she will also spawn a lone Metroid. Best way to deal with these things is to shoot them with the fully charged charge beam to freeze them immediately. And then follow up with the super missile. You want to sense move out of the way, because that usually will give you a chance to actually freeze the Metroid. Jeez, it wouldn't work. If you don't sense move out of the way, it's kind of hard to freeze them, because for some reason they are a little bit tougher. Oh god. If you're not fast enough, the third and final wave of Metroids will spawn on top of whatever Metroids you haven't killed yet, so you want to kill them as quickly as possible. Pretty much missing one super missile means that you're in trouble. So to start up the second part of this fight, we'll be fighting the Queen Metroid herself. I suggest staying close to her front, because if you don't, it's very hard to avoid getting breathe fire on, because, yeah, that one takes out like 2 energy tanks, so you can only get hit with it 3 times without having problems. Don't go directly behind her though, because I've seen times where she'll just do some sort of acrobatic flip and still manage to hurt you. So you want to stay like and just flank her, just beyond where she can reach you with her fire breath. Why did that not work? I'm out of missiles. That's why it didn't work. Make sure that she just can't breathe on you and you're fine. So staying on either side of her is pretty good. See, are you gonna? No, you're not gonna be cooperative. You can tell when she's gonna breathe fire on you because she'll kind of charge it up a little bit, per se. And, whoa! Yeah, see, 2 energy tanks worth of damage, and I wasn't quite quick enough. There we go, another fire. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed I actually took a hit. It was looking like I wasn't. This way. Please don't get me. There we go.
This facility will intercept galactic Federation orbit in approximately 30 seconds.
Well, that was convenient. So, for the third and final part of this fight, you want to beat the Queen Metroid up as much as you can before she rights herself. And then grapple into her mouth. And if any of you played Metroid 2, you know exactly what to do. Unleash a power bomb. Well, so we actually got to use the power bomb. It's amazing. But more importantly, we want to follow this survivor and see where she's going, because she could get herself killed probably if she runs off and runs straight into some nasty creature, which wouldn't be good because we fought all this way to make sure she was safe.
Don't come any closer! Don't come any closer! Stay away from me!
Easy. I won't come any closer until you say so. My name is Samus. I'm an independent bounty hunter. I know the situation here and I know how you must feel. I'm here to secure your safety. May I come closer? What's your role at this facility?
I'm responsible for all operations. My name is Madeline Bergman.
Wait a minute. I met another woman who called herself Madeline Bergman. What's going on here?
What you met was MB. She's an android. She was created with the intellectual data of Mother Brain and consequently developed Mother Brain's consciousness as well.
What?
The Federation's foolish plan. Mother Brain's rampage. Everything that happened here was just as Madeline, or rather MB, had told me. The person who sabotaged the system to stop MB's rampage and sent out the distress call had to be the person standing before me. It had to be Madeline Bergman.
MB was the artificial intelligence originally developed to regenerate and control Space Pirate Special Forces. Because we wanted it to control these special forces through telepathy, we were forced to model its infrastructure after Mother Brain. At that time, MB didn't have a human form. Before long, we started to see the viability of creating Metroid clones. Once we did, MB started to take on her current shape.
But why?
Because we needed the first Metroid hatchling to recognize MB as its mother, she had to take on the form of a living thing. With that as our theoretical basis, we were able to create the ideal relationship with the Metroid. One that wasn't based on dominance or control.
I remember the baby hatching before my eyes. When it attacked Mother Brain in order to save me, that was the result of the kind of ideal relationship they were trying to develop with MB. They found the perfect means of control and started propagating Metroids in Sector 0. At the same time, they were conducting genetic manipulation experiments to create unfreezable Metroids. Apparently, the queen I met earlier was the first of these propagated Metroids to mature. They wanted to preserve her as a control specimen, so they had left her genes unaltered. The fact that she'd grow into a queen was something not even Madeline and her team could have predicted. Only special infants had the genetic coding to become queens.
Once our MB was in a human form, she excelled. As an interface between us and them, her skills with personal interaction humanized her to a great extent.
If my theory is correct, this is going to be a groundbreaking multi-system for artificial intelligence.
Her confidence was unwavering, and her ability to learn was greater than we'd expected, but then she developed emotions, then a nascent sense of herself. She began asserting her own thoughts, and her opinions began to contradict ours. It's quite typical for artificial intelligence to evolve as a result of self-analysis. However, there's no precedent for an AI like MB developing emotions. It's possible that her interactions with the Metroids brought it about, but we don't know for sure.
The newly hatched infant took to her like his mother. And perhaps at that moment, MB began to develop a soul. It was all conjecture, but the idea wouldn't leave my mind.
And that was when we decided to alter her AI program.
A human-like existence, but one without feelings. To make MB less than human, the researchers had to deny her that consciousness. I knew this, but in my heart, I felt sympathy for MB.
On the day we were going to alter MB's program, right before my eyes, I watched her being restrained.
Stop! What are you doing to her?
These orders are from above. Take her away.
Wait! Madeline!
She reached out to me and asked
Calm
me
down.
for help,
No!
but there was nothing I could do.
What's happening?
My presence that day caused a disturbing reaction in her. She was fixated on me.
Madeline had taken to calling MB Melissa. She took the initials MB and told the AI they stood for Melissa Bergman.
It looks great on you.
MB liked that name. It made it sound like Madeline was calling her her daughter. Once she felt abandoned and hunted by that same Madeline, MB telepathically commanded the Special Forces to revolt. The facility fell into complete chaos and suffered widespread damage.
MB was trying to get revenge on the Federation Army, and on us. It's possible all humans have become the target of her hatred.
With the space pirates under her control, she was able to propagate the Metroids in Sector Zero, even creating a Queen Metroid. She was well armed and planning her attack on the Galactic Federation. But Adam and I crushed her plan completely. And now, who could guess where she was and what she planned next?
She's backed into a corner. And her hatred is entirely focused on you and me right now. MB! Wait, MB, calm down. Please listen.
Madeline, step back!
I mean, we were wrong. It's all over.
Madeline!
I was not wrong. The humans were foolish, and I was forced to bring judgment on them. And yet, because of you, I failed. You must understand the weight of your crime. You must pay the price for what you've done.
Please, MB. We have to get past this.
No. You will all be judged.
It's okay now. I won't ever fail you again. I promise. I'm so sorry. Melissa. Oh, Melissa, it looks great on you. That's your name.
Stop! Don't move!
Melissa!
Hey, are you okay? Hey, man down over there, too! I'm getting you out of here.
So, Miss Aaron, I heard what happened. You performed admirably. You can leave the rest to us.
Come on, get up now.
Madeline!
Wait, Aaron. Unfortunate what happened to Commander Malkovich. And to think that his entire unit was annihilated. Truly a tragic day. Would you agree, Aaron? Sadly, with them gone, you're just an outsider. And given your unofficial status, I cannot allow you contact with the witness. With your predilection for transporting illegal cargo like infant Metroids, I must ask that you restrict your... Time for the lady to go home. Someone escort her.
Yes, sir. Time for us to go. Come on, princess.
What? Stop right there. Who are you?
Anthony Higgs, sir. Galactic Federation Platoon 7. I need to secure the safety of any survivors, Commander Malkovich's orders, and the purpose of this mission.
What?
Authorized by the chairman of the Galactic Federation. Of course.
What do you mean, the chairman?
Man, you guys made it here quick. I mean, if I hadn't stopped the engines, we might have missed each other. Crazy. Crazy how something good can come out of something bad. Whoa, didn't mean to wake her. Guess I ought to be quiet.
Anthony was trying to be courteous to Madeline. She was exhausted and had only just fallen asleep. She needed the rest. She had a lot of explaining to do once she got to Galactic Federation headquarters. For herself and for Melissa.
Still can't get my head around it. What a crazy mission.
Anthony sighed as he muttered to himself. What would have happened if we hadn't been called there? Might the furious MB have attacked the Galactic Federation and brought about its utter destruction? Melissa wasn't insane, no. One day, a consciousness simply bloomed within her. And those that caused it to bloom, the humans, called it insanity. I was the insane one. That was what Madeline muttered softly as she sank into sleep. The selfish conceits of humans drove MB to violence. It was their distorted perceptions and greed that awoke such fury in the fledgling girl's heart. Her thought was to punish the foolish and conceited. But MB could not complete her mission. As Melissa, she was defeated. With their one vulnerability overcome, the Metroids were indestructible. If some fool just following orders had taken the savage creatures to those who sought them. I can't imagine what would have happened if Adam hadn't recognized the looming danger. But the cost was far too great. Why did Adam have to pay with his life? For me, I couldn't believe he was dead. For the first time, I questioned his choice.
No objections, right, lady?
I heard Adam's voice in my head. And I knew in my heart that he had made the right decision. Just as he had so many years ago. In that moment, I swore not to grieve his death. And for the first time, I gave him a thumbs up. Just in case he was watching over me. His amused expression looked as though he wanted to say something. His face and Adam's swirled together. That last smile as Adam drifted away.
And so, that is Other M. And honestly, I think it isn't that bad of a game. The story is horrible. But once you get past the story, especially the very beginning part of it, it's not that bad. The gameplay has its quirks, and it's seriously got issues, and honestly, I think it's a horrible game in comparison to Super Metroid or even Metroid Fusion. But that's just my opinion, and honestly, I think it'd be better if all of you went out, played the game yourselves, got a feel for how the controls work, and probably die about 150 times, and see how you really like the game. I really, honestly, would recommend that you do that. I mean, my main complaints with the game would be the gameplay and the story. Like I've mentioned, I'm sure I have to have mentioned it. And with the gameplay, it was more that, like, certain aspects of it were awkward, like the first-person targeting system. I honestly wish that they had just, instead of using the Wii Remote sideways, they had just used the classic controller and had the missiles be homing missiles, in the sense that you wouldn't even need to go into first person to shoot a missile. Because, like, you'd have one button be jump, one be normal shoot, one be dash, and one be missiles or something. Like, you press and hold it to be missiles. Because you got 4 triggers on the classic controller. I don't see why they couldn't have done that. But I digress. That's one way I think this game could have been better. If they had less people, that would have been great too. But, and the only other thing is that the soundtrack, I'm not a huge fan of it because a lot of the songs are kind of ambient music rather than actual songs. And the other major point is that a lot of fights in this game use some sort of remix on Ridley's theme, like the Space Pirates did. And admittedly, when they used it in the fight with the mystery creature, I thought that was appropriate because it was kind of foreshadowing that this is Ridley. It just doesn't look like it, but it still is. And I thought that was great, but the problem is that they had added that fight theme with other enemies, like the Rhodesian or whatever you call it. You know, that has nothing to do with Ridley, and the theme actually has pieces in it that sound very similar to it, and the Space Pirates straight up use Ridley's theme. So, I don't get it. But, you know, on the plus side, I will defend the game and say that, like, some people were complaining about Samus's voice actor, or actress, and honestly, I think she did a pretty good job. Because saying Jessica Martin did a great job in the sense that Samus, to me, would seem like she would be a very lonely, solitary person, and subsequently possibly be a little depressed and monotone about everything. So, you know, it didn't really bother me. I thought that her voice actually reflected who Samus appeared to be in games like Metroid Fusion, where she didn't actually have a real voice actress, and she just had written text. Because honestly, I kind of challenge you guys to go play Metroid Fusion and read the parts that Samus is talking during, and go, yeah, I don't hear Jessica Martin's voice of Samus at all. I think that they nailed the voice. And honestly, I do like the fact that they brought the series back into third person, not bashing Metroid Prime or the following two Prime games. I love them. But I do really like you get a lot of nostalgia playing in third person, and that could just be a preference. I really do like that, and overall, I think that they did a lot of good things, and, you know, it's not that bad. So anyway, with all of that, that's the end of this LP. I'll be coming back to do a couple bonus videos, but other than that, we're done. So as always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.